Hello, I'm Camila Guare with the Midday News. 5 people have died in election-related incidents in Western Highlands Province, including 2 females and a grade 12 male student. The Highlands Police Command, in an incident brief, confirmed the incident as investigations begin to identify suspects. According to the police brief, the incidents occurred following the declaration of David Annis as the duly elected councillor of Kitiga Ward 24 in the Hagen Rural LG. The deceased include Luke Poos and Anis Nentepa in the initial attack on Thursday, November 20th, and Tabitha Thomas, Charles Thomas, and Josepha Nuan in arson as the violence escalated on Friday, 21st November. Tabitha and Thomas are siblings from the area, while Josepha was from a mixed parentage of Australia, Manus, and Isipik. They were trapped inside the house when it was set on fire and died. Tensions are high and all suspects are still at large. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary has completed its second batch of recruitment in the Highlands and New Guinea Islands regions, concluding police recruitment for the year 2025. This year's recruitment involved strict screening in consultation with government institutions to ensure application documents like certificates were not fake. Given the high number of applicants, the applications were separated into 2 batches. The first batch, consisting of recruits from the Southern and Momase regions, is currently undergoing police training at the National Center of Excellence in Bomana, while the second batch from the Highlands and New Guinea Islands regions will go in for training early next year. A total of 2,267 candidates were shortlisted from the Highlands and NGI regions for interview. From this, 1,754 were from the Highlands region and 513 were shortlisted from the NGI region. As part of the constabulary's effort to improve the recruitment process, the constabulary has done away with hard copy applications and accepts online applications only. An online recruitment portal system is now being used for the recruitment process. The recruitment team has worked in close consultation and collaboration with key government and educational institutions like the Measurement Service Unit to verify grades 10 and 12 certificates, the NID and Civil Registry for National Identification Cards and Birth Certificate Verification, and all university upgrading and FOD centers to verify all upgraded transcripts. This corrected the issue of having applicants come in with fake documents. Candidates with fake documents were warned and eliminated on the spot. For those who are interested and those who were ruled out in this recruitment drive, be advised that the Royal PNG Constabulary recruitment will have a call-out in December 2025. Camila Guare, TVWAN News. Over 10,000 Anglican faithfuls gathered at Simbai Station on Wednesday, November 19, 2025, for the church's centennial celebrations. The celebration was hosted by Melanesian Brotherhood mission workers from Solomon Islands, Northern Province, Jiwaka, and remote regions of Middle Ramu District, as well as nearby Gama LG in Usinobundi District. Provincial member and Governor for Midday, Ramsey Pariwa, provided 100,000 kina financial assistance to celebrate the 100-year centennial. In providing an insight into the 2026 budget to be delivered on Tuesday, 25th November 2025, Prime Minister James Marape said for the first time the 2026 budget will pass the 30 billion kina mark. He says 88% of this budget will be funded from domestic revenue, achieved without raising taxes.
To be delivered on Tuesday by Treasurer Ian Ling-Stuckey, the Prime Minister said the budget will maintain the government's steady fiscal direction strengthen essential services and reinforce the long-term development priorities under MTDP4 and the National Reset PNG at 50 program. The Prime Minister added that the budget is fully aligned with the government's 13-year budget repair plan, which lays out a clear pathway to reduce debt, strengthen revenue and restore long-term fiscal stability. He added that the government's debt reduction program is tracking on target. The Prime Minister said his government is set to record one of the smallest deficits in the nation's recent history, bringing the country much closer to a balanced budget by 2027. Marape emphasized that this year's budget is not aimed at dramatic shifts or surprises, but rather consolidation gains made over the past 5 years while responsibly managing inflation and supporting frontline services. The recurrent expenditures will be prioritized towards core services in 2026, ensuring salaries, goods and services are fully supported for key priority areas. He also confirmed that the GST relief on essential household items introduced last year will continue to the end of 2026. The 2026 development budget will continue to drive key areas that unlock growth, improve services and connect communities. The Prime Minister emphasized that agriculture will again feature strongly. Prime Minister James Marape said the 2026 budget is the first full financial instrument of the post-PNG at 50 era and sets the tone for the nation's next development chapter. He urged all government agencies and sub-national authorities to work collaboratively, deliver results, and ensure that funding translates into visible improvements in services and infrastructure. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The Royal Australian Air Force has assisted the government of Papua New Guinea to repatriate tertiary students from the University of Goroka and Sonoma Adventist College to Lae and other provinces following the recent unrest. Between 16th and 20th November, the Australian Defence Force provided a total of 7 flights between Lae, Rabaul, Wewak and Kimbe on the ADF C-27J Spartan aircraft. The RAAF moved about 200 students on those 7 flights. RAAF squadron leader Rod Geisler, acting SO1 Air with the Defence Cooperation Program, oversaw the activity. The repatriation was at the request of the PNG government. Mining can be thirsty work, and in South Australia's outback, mining giant BHP uses more than 33 million litres of water a day at its Olympic Dam site. That water comes from the Great Artesian Basin, use that traditional owners say has damaged and in some cases dried up outback springs that are both environmentally and culturally important.
To an outsider, the outback can seem harsh and unforgiving. But growing up on this land, Arabana elders Betty Larkins and Joe Hull say they had plenty.
Or if we ran out of water in Finner Springs, we would come to the next spring. Yeah.
Life off the southern shores of Katitanda Lake Eyre is fed from the freshwater springs that dot the landscape. For the elders, returning to those springs now causes heartache.
It's like kicking in the gut, ripping your heart out or whatever. It's really sad.
But the saddest thing at the moment, you can see algae in there, and that was never, ever been.
The springs are fed from the Great Artesian Basin, a massive underwater resource covering around 22% of the Australian continent. First Nations people have relied on these waters for thousands of years, and with colonisation it became an essential water source for settlers, pastoralists and mining operations. The decades of extraction have taken their toll. While some springs still flow, others have completely dried up.
It's not the same. It's sad.
While the Great Artesian Basin has long been used as a water source for agriculture and outback communities, the Arabana are concerned about the high volume of extraction from one of their closest neighbours, BHP's Olympic Dam mine.
The Arabana say these dry springs and bores are a direct result of a BHP wellfield just 10 kilometres from here. It extracts more than 4 million litres of water a day, with another wellfield about 60 kilometres away extracting nearly 30 million litres of water.
The Arabana are the native title holders for this land, but they have no agreement with BHP over its extraction. Since 2019, they've been in negotiations with the miner for compensation for damage to their cultural sites, but they say there's been little movement.
I just want BHP to come and front us. Come and sit around the table and talk to us and tell us what is going on, and we could explain to them how we feel and they could see.
Zahir McKenzie is an Arabana ranger. His role is to preserve and protect his country. Zahir is younger than the elders, but says even in his years visiting, the springs have deteriorated. He's frustrated negotiations with BHP are taking so long.
I don't think they're not really taking us seriously. I don't think they are. We put it out there, but nothing seems to change. Like, it's just still full bore ahead for them. Pumping water, taking water out.
In a statement to the ABC, BHP says it acknowledges the cultural significance of the Great Artesian Basin and springs to the Arabana people. The company says it's reduced its reliance on the wellfield closest to the springs and will stop taking from that area in the mid-2030s, when there are plans to build a desalination plant to service the region. It says it regularly engages with traditional owners on water use, planning and confidential agreement making. Finnis Springs is a place where the Arabana can gather on their country. Betty and Joe were both born here when it was an old station and mission. It's a place that still holds a deep significance for the Arabana. Many hope an agreement with BHP will help them improve this place so elders and their families can return.
This is where I was born. The thing is, it's nothing like, coming home to country, because it's something that's embedded in your heart,
I'm going on 82, and what my kids what they got, and I just want to leave something from them.
A call to protect the life-sustaining waters of the outback.
And in sports, the Rigo Rice Cup 2025 to 2026 will have 5 legs and will start on the weekend and end in April 2026. These 5 legs will run in a similar format to last year, leading into the final.
At the launch of the KCK Rigo Rice Cup 2025 to 2026 on Friday, the competition executives highlighted the significant improvement of the tournament. CEO of the competition, Steve Polly, said not only do they tighten up the key bylaws of the tournament and improve the prize money for the winning teams, Polly said they have also expanded the game to a 5-leg competition. He said each leg will be run in a manner in which most grassroots in NCD and central provinces are allowed to play their best football.
This season is leg 1 and not less. Leg 2 is purely Motokoja and Central. Why we put in really Motokoja and Central? Because you're looking more plain on it. You are looking talent, the game don't go nice. When they start to mix around with people from other regions, now it's our own back. So this season, and we got put in leg 2 and purely Motokoja and Central. And then we have leg 3, Northeast, Southside of leg 4. And then we look at PNG leg 5, where we go other teams where PNG will come via no Gwenson or come finals.
The CEO of the competition further said they had only one team travelling in from Lae for the final leg of the competition last year. This time around, they are expecting teams from other provinces to join the competition in the final leg.
2 teams coming from Hanya, confirmed. No problem of 5 leg. And I don't know coming in. The Civic Pride coming again this year. I'm expecting a good turnout of the PNG leg. Not like the last year, even still, that beginning of the competition, but people play was trying. This one is going to be a well-organized one that we're looking for.
Sponsor of the tournament and owner of Rigo Rice, Jeffrey Kennedy, said, "This is about giving grassroots in NCD and Central and wider PNG an opportunity to play and win big prize money so that they can do something better for themselves with the money."
So we believe also prize money is more than enough to give each one of them a start in whatever dreams that they have in investment business or something. So that's the main reason why we always willing to step up and start at high school.
Kennedy added that when they first introduced the tournament last year, many critics said it would never last. He said the competition is now into its second successive years and will continue to grow. He urged the rugby league community, football fans and enthusiasts to support the competition's growth. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 for more.
Hello, I'm Tracy Pa, and thanks for joining me for another edition of Scope. Betta Nahan, a brave survivor of breast cancer, shared a lifetime experience of living with and fighting cancer during the Think Pink Masquerade Gala that ended the PNG Cancer Foundation's Breast Cancer Awareness Campaign. She shared a journey of discovery, diagnosis and treatment, and highlight the importance of facing the reality and dealing with it head-on.